Think about a subway that cuts through mountains, dives under rivers, and climbs higher than any metro on Earth. A system so extreme that even engineers called it impossible. Yet China didn't just build it, it turned it into the backbone of one of the world's fastest growing cities. This is the story of the most extreme metro ever built. Chapter 1. The city that shouldn't have a metro. Chongqing, China's mountain city, is home to over 32 million people. If you think navigating a busy city is tough, try doing it here, where the landscape itself is your toughest traffic jam. Now think of trying to build a metro system beneath all this chaos. The stakes are high. In most cities, subways tunnel through stable ground, sliding quietly under flat streets. But in Chongqing, the earth is restless. Loose rock and abrupt cliffs make traditional tunnels unreliable. Dig deep and the tunnels collapse. Engineers once declared it impossible. You can't build a metro in Chongqing. You can only dream of it, they said. It might sound like a bold line from a movie, but it was the cold, hard reality. And yet, China refused to accept no as the final answer. When a city of this size and ambition exists, innovation doesn't just happen, it's demanded. The city and country faced a challenge that could have crushed smaller dreams. Instead, it became the birthplace of one of the world's most extraordinary transit systems. A metro that defies geography and engineering limits to connect millions in a vertical metropolis. Chapter 2. Why China took the risk. By the early 2000s, Chongqing was a giant on the rise. Its population exploded, industries boomed, and prosperity surged. But prosperity came with a price. The streets were gridlocked. Rush hours stretched on forever. Buses, cars, and ferry boats on the Yangtze River struggled to keep pace with the city's rapid growth. The city was choking on itself. It was clear, if Chongqing wanted to keep growing, it needed a miracle in transit. China's central government made a bold call. They declared Chongqing the gateway to Western development, the crucial hub to open up the vast western frontiers of the country. But this gateway could only function if the city mastered moving millions rapidly and reliably every day. So, they approved of one of the most daring infrastructure gambles in modern history, building a metro across a city carved into cliffs and rivers. The cost? Over $20 billion just for the initial phases, a staggering sum for any city, let alone one struggling with such difficult geography. If it failed, it could bankrupt the city, but if it succeeded, it would change everything. This gamble was more than financial. It was a vision of the future promise that human ingenuity could reshape one of the steepest cities on Earth, connecting places and people as no one had imagined. Chapter 3. Reinventing the subway. Classic subways run on steel rails, sliding through tunnels underground. But in Chongqing, old-school ideas had to be reinvented. The engineers needed a solution that was as dynamic and daring as the city itself. Enter the monorail. Inspired by innovative rail systems in Japan, the monorail offered a perfect fit for Chongqing's extreme terrain. Lightweight, nimble, and strong, monorails snake through mountain valleys, effortlessly climb steep hills, and curve sharp skills no conventional metro can handle easily. It's like trading in a bulky sedan for a sleek sports car built for tight mountain roads. Here's the kicker. In Chongqing, trains don't just skim past buildings, they actually pass through them. Think about a metro train barreling through the 6th floor of a towering skyscraper. Residents live and work just meters from the tracks. Yet thanks to advanced rubber track beds and clever engineering, the noise is little more than a whisper, about as loud as a dishwasher. This wasn't just about cutting costs or saving space. It was about crafting a transit system that lived and breathed the city's mountains, rivers, and bustling neighborhoods. Elevated tracks soar above bustling streets. Tunnels dig deep at impossible angles. It's a system designed for extremes. Chapter 4. Tunnels through mountains, bridges over rivers. The Chongqing Metro isn't just a typical subway, part roller coaster. The trains dive straight into mountains, burst out onto massive bridges spanning turbulent rivers, then slip underground again. It's a breathtaking ride through nature and engineering combined. The city has built over 10 enormous metro bridges, in some cases longer than San Francisco's iconic Golden Gate Bridge. One of the most impressive feats is the station that lies 94 meters underground, almost as deep as the Statue of Liberty is tall. Think of riding that escalator down, your ears popping as you descend to the depths beneath the city. And then there's the massive Kaijia Rail Transit Bridge, a double-deck giant that carries both cars and metro trains across the Jilin River. It's a feat so audacious that no Western city has attempted anything on this scale. Cars roar above while trains silently speed below, a vision of multi-level transportation separated by just a few meters. This isn't just a subway, it's a marvel of infrastructure that stitches together impossible terrain and reshapes urban transit. With every bridge, tunnel, and track, Chongqing shows the world what happens when vision meets determination on a vertical scale. Chapter 5. The Engineering Nightmares. Chongqing's metro is nothing short of a modern wonder, but behind its sleek trains and soaring bridges lies a story of constant struggle. The city's ground is a ticking time bomb of unstable rocks and shifting earth. Landslides can roar down without warning, and underground rivers don't just flow, they flood entire construction sites. Sinkholes have even swallowed huge pieces of heavy machinery. In 2015, a tunnel collapse trapped dozens of workers deep underground. The rescue was intense, and lives were saved, but the terrifying event sent shockwaves through the project. Every meter felt like walking a tightrope between breakthrough and disaster. Once, an entire future station turned overnight into a waterlogged pit, forcing engineers to scrap the original design and start again. How did they keep going? Cutting-edge tech was their lifeline. Giant robotic boring machines sliced through unstable soil with pinpoint precision while freezing the earth around tunnels, turning mud into solid ice walls. Bridges were built to withstand earthquakes, flexing and absorbing shocks. Chapter 6. A system built for the future. Fast forward to today, the marvel that was once impossible has grown into a sprawling network stretching over 500 kilometers, longer than the subway systems of London, Paris, and New York combined. This metro is a lifeline, cutting through mountains, diving under rivers, and soaring high on sleek monorails above the streets. But the best part? It's still just getting started. By 2035, the network is expected to nearly double, bringing rail transit to nearly every part of this massive city built on cliffs and rivers. Every day, roughly 4 million riders depend on this metro. That's like moving the entire population of Los Angeles through tunnels and across bridges daily. But the metro is about more than numbers or engineering records about people's lives. This web of trains connects the poorest neighbors, clinging to steep hillsides, to jobs, education, hospitals, and opportunity. Where hours-long, treacherous mountain commutes once held people back, minutes-long metro rides now open doors. It's a future built on speed and accessibility, transforming Chongqing from a fragmented landscape into a connected, thriving city. Chapter 7. The Global Impact. Chongqing's metro is hailed locally as a pinnacle of mountain city wisdom, but its impact stretches far beyond China's borders. Around the world, cities scarred by impossible geography are watching closely. Delegations from Brazil's sun-baked favelas, Turkey's rugged mountain towns, and India's dense cities have come to study this incredible blend of tunnels, bridges, and monorails. They're searching for solutions to their own transit nightmares: hills and valleys, overcrowding, and growth outpacing roads. Chongqing's metro offers a blueprint, one that China has perfected through decades of trial, innovation, and colossal effort. But the metro is more than an engineering feat. It's a symbol of China's rising global influence. By mastering construction in extreme conditions at home, Beijing signals it can tackle megaprojects anywhere, from Africa's mountains to South America's sprawling valleys. It's soft power on rails, an infrastructure export demonstrating capability, ambition, and reach. And in a world where urban growth is exploding in challenging environments, Chongqing's metro points the way forward for millions. Chapter 8. Legacy of the Impossible Metro. For the tens of millions living and working in Chongqing, the metro's legacy is simple: dignity, connection, and opportunity. A grandmother living miles up a rugged hillside, once isolated by steep, winding roads, can visit her grandchildren downtown in just 20 minutes, not a 2-hour ordeal. Students no longer cling to overcrowded, precarious buses that snake along cliff edges. They get to school with ease and safety. Workers reach jobs that were impossible to hold on to before, boosting incomes and community stability. The metro isn't just a transit line, it's a story of human creativity and perseverance, reshaping the natural world to serve people's lives better. And for worldwide watching, it holds a powerful lesson. Extreme challenges are often the birthplace of extraordinary innovation. When the impossible meets determination, the future isn't just imagined, it's built. Chongqing's metro is more than steel and concrete. It's a testament to what happens when vision refuses to be limited by the landscape. Because sometimes the greatest feats are forged on the steepest cliffs and in the deepest tunnels. And sometimes the impossible metro isn't just a dream, it's a blueprint for the future of cities everywhere. China built a metro through cliffs, across rivers and inside skyscrapers. What was once called impossible is now a living, breathing system carrying millions every single day. If China can do this in the mountains of Chongqing, what limits are left for the cities of tomorrow? If you love exploring the world's most ambitious projects, hit subscribe and join us for the next story of how humanity is reshaping the planet. Thanks for watching.